If I lost everything today, I mean, everything, all my leads, all my pipeline, no audience, YouTube channel, everything like that. Here's exactly how I get back on my feet as a marketing agency owner and start signing multi-million-dollar companies for my marketing agency. I have the breakdown here on the screen. Let's hop into it. So I'm going to be going over exactly how I would deal with acquisition and fulfillment as well. Now, here's a little sneak peek. They're both the same thing in terms of how I'm going to get these companies, get on the radar and actually sign them, and then how to fulfill for them as well. Now, obviously, I did this not too long ago. So those of you guys that kind of already know me, you guys already know the story. I went from $0 to $21,000 a month in 90 days after all of my local lead gen, basically companies that I was helping out in the local space all churned. And I started going after established companies. So let's get into the breakdown of how exactly I go about doing this. Now, first thing is we want to redefine the objective of outreach, okay? The goal is not to sell them on LinkedIn, sell them on whatever platform they're sending you, whether it's cold email or not. Obviously, the strategies that I teach and I've been using to scale at this point in my agency, well past $20,000 a month now, is on LinkedIn. So you're not selling them on the actual platform, okay? Your goal is to start a non-threatening, curiosity-driven conversation and get these buyers to have some sort of an intent focused on your agency. Not necessarily on the logo, not necessarily on the name, but on what you can do for them. You want to position yourself as a founder and the brand leader, okay? So we're fixing the message. No more spray and pray. We're using AI. This is why it's called the CMRR AI, infrastructure or system, because I use AI like Clay. Obviously, this is all optional. I teach people how to do this. You guys can grab the playbook down below, exactly how you can start signing, $5 to $100 million companies, the exact step by step. But obviously, this video is going to give you guys a little breakdown of it. Now, we're using AI to customize each message. So a bad example of an outbound message on LinkedIn Sales Navigator or on LinkedIn or even just cold email is, quick question, do you need help with random service like booking calls or, cash flow? If so, we'd love to hop on a Zoom and pitch you, as a bad example, okay? Good example is, hey, name, notice your team's been active in whatever industry or industry trend, been having some strategic chats with a few, and then you also want to list the company size or names you've been helping out around, booking X amount of calls or doing this with your cash flow. Stressing over some more info. This is curiosity driven. It's a little bit of a hook. It's kind of like a YouTube video. You have to hook them in first and then provide value afterwards. Okay. So step 3 is we're leveraging peer-to-peer founder positioning. Instead of acting like a SDR, stands for senior development representative, I believe, or something like that. Your founder should be positioned as an industry insider, a networker, a partner, a researcher. You're basically trying to sound exclusive here, okay? We're not over here just trying to pitch to people with sales teams and sales development teams or whatever. We're trying to actually get in front of these people, and we're actually trying to help these people out, okay? So we are using this funnel, using LinkedIn Sales Navigator and AI. So we're building a narrow list on LinkedIn Sales Navigator, okay? Obviously, these are the few different softwares that I use. We're building a list on LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and it's obviously you can export this list into Google Sheets. It's very simple. And what we're doing is we're targeting these companies by their headcounts, their revenue, by their titles, by kind of like by a pane, okay? And then we are feeding them into Clay or another AI, software you can use at scale to reference different company events, to reference different things. It's like, if you're let's just say you sell water out at a park, okay? You sell water in a very specific park. A very popular park here in Austin is called Zilker Park. It's just a super popular park downtown Austin. And so if I outreach to you, let's just say, and I outreach to 500 different park owners, right? But the park owner that I, get in front of, and each park owner has a different city that they live in, right? And so if I outreach to you and you're in Austin, and I say, hey, I've been seeing you've been out here at Zilker Park dealing with XYZ. How about I show you how to do XYZ? This has worked well for other Austin park owners, specifically referencing whatever. So AI allows you to personalize each message if you're talking to that person at a very deep level, okay? And so this allows you to hop on more calls and increases your outbound response rate, increases your positive response rate, and overall gets your message out to better people, okay? So you're booking calls with them and things like that. This is very simple. Like, I have the playbook. It's linked right down below about how exactly you can do this for your own business, whether you run a marketing agency, like you run paid ads or whatever. And then obviously you have an info product on this. Now, this is completely done for you for the software companies that we partner up with. I've scaled this to multi-six figures a year before I turned, 20. 4 software companies doing over $1 million a year. Okay. So we've been doing this for them. Now, mind you, it's all done for you for the software companies because they can charge them way more. But inside the program, obviously, of course, they have an info product that's done with you. So I'm just going to give you guys a breakdown of kind of what that looks like after I show you guys the most amount of value that I'm going to give you into this video. So this is how you're going to get in front of these companies. This is how you're going to sign these companies. You don't sign them by blasting off different messages. You don't sign them by being like every other business or every other marketing agency. Like, I was sick of the local market. Every single one of my clients churned in the local market, and I realized I had to expand up market or basically burn down my agency because I was sick of dealing with the 1.5 to 2K month retainers. They were good, but they'd only last, what, 2, 3, 4 months, and then they just burn. And I'm like, wow. I thought to myself, how am I going to even have kids as I get older and like have a house and pay for all this other shit if I don't even have stable cash flow? This is sad. Even though I'm still, 18, 19, whatever it is, I'm still thinking long term. I'm still thinking of that when I get older. I don't just want to ride this wave for, a year, 2 years, and then whatever. No, I'm building this business to exit. I'm building my agency, my marketing agency, to exit this company. I want it at a multiple EBITDA value. I want to sell it to a private equity firm. Like, these are my goals. I want to do this. Like, I want to sell this as an actual business. I don't want to be some marketing dude. I want to fucking sell my company. Okay. I want to build something great. All right. I'm sure you do too. So that's exactly why I'm making this video, making this channel, building up my brand, everything like that. Okay. Everything's very intentional. Now, in terms of fulfillment, when you actually sign this company, here's how you're going to fulfill for them. You don't want to walk in and take over their entire sales organization or replace their SDR team. Okay. Their sales development representatives, whatever. This is where 99% of agencies blow their deal and destroy margins. So a lot of agencies out there are doing millions of dollars in revenue or even below that. But when they start working with companies, they just take over their entire sales team. And this is the most mistake. I did this for the first software company that we signed. And I completely screwed up. I went in there and I was aggressive and I kind of pissed off their marketing team. And it was a huge mistake. Okay. So instead, you have to position yourself as basically just a system. Say, hey, I'm a system, obviously backed by a name. I'm Patrick. But we're revenue focused. We're a system. We're not here to replace you. We're here to act as an extension. We're here to book more meetings, and basically whatever work you're doing, we're here to complement you. So I figured out what really helped out the most was positioning myself as an extension of their in-house team. I'm not here to replace them. I'm not here to take any positions. I'm here to simply optimize what they're currently doing. And what I tell them is I say, hey, look, Joe, I'm here to actually make you look better and make you, as a head of growth, whatever, look better. Because really, realistically here, all I'm trying to do is make the most amount of money. That's all businesses, okay? All we're doing here is trying to book the most amount of calls, which leads to making the most amount of money. So I'm trying to book your software demos or your company software demos. But let's be real here. We're all trying to win, so I'm not here to replace you. That's kind of how you bring down their guard. Same thing as you sign these companies is exactly how you're going to get after them. And in terms of fulfilling for them, it's going to be the same way you're going to get them clients too. So before launch, I always spend 30 to 45 minutes defining the exact segment they want to go after. Remember one time I was working with a software company that was dealing in the transactional space. Let me break it down for you guys really simply. Whenever you check out something online, it was one of those softwares to where at the very end of the checkout page, it's like an order bump or an upsell. It's, hey, would you like to add this? Would you like to add that? That software uses AI to pull data from the consumer's, computer, data, phone, whatever, to put in personalized upsells into their checkout page. That's basically how they do it. That's the software that they had. And I remember talking to them and they didn't want to go after the normal companies they were going after. They're going after like $50 to $500 million companies that had the e-commerce companies. And they said, we want to stop going after e-commerce companies. And I was like, wait, what? Like, e-commerce is amazing. It's where most of your clients, is where most of your clients are in that industry. Like, yeah, we know. We want to go after something else. We want to go after more tech. And I was like, okay. So spending 30 to 45 minutes on a call with a software company, or even just with an upmarket company or a company in general that's doing over $1 million a year, you're going to figure out as a marketing agency owner that, hey, this is kind of sophisticated, or like, wow, this company has different needs than what I thought. So spending time with them, list building, things like that, messaging development, we want to make sure that we have different insight pain points. We're obviously using Clay here. I'm not sponsored by any of these softwares. Obviously, hit me up if you work at Find Email, if you work at Clay. Get in touch with me if you work at HeyReach or Expandii or Expandii.io. I always mess it up. Get in touch with me if you work at any of these places, though. Would love to partner up with you, or would love to be a freaking affiliate or something like that. So this is what we're doing. I've used all these softwares the past couple of years, okay? And it's very, very streamlined. All we are doing here is we're just targeting who they want to target. We're just building a list using all the data that's already out there, crafting a compelling message, and then setting up the campaigns. Now, setting up the campaigns is very, very straightforward. Obviously, you have to make one in HeyReach. You have to make a video in HeyReach or an Expandiai to show you guys exactly how I do it. Obviously, the website is Expandiai, but we're basically just using these softwares to put together a machine that allows us to send out messages, and that's literally it. The list comes from SalesNav. We're using all these other tools to send, okay? Then we're tracking the KPIs. We have weekly performance syncs on Zoom, whether on Slack, send them on Slack, record them on Zoom. We're sharing the amount of touch points, calls, and things like that. So with that being said, you guys, obviously I have that playbook down below of how you can implement this exact step-by-step process. Like I break down the exact steps that you need to do. I go into depth about how to use everything. And then obviously you have that Create MRR AI program. You guys can book on a call though too. But firstly, the last thing I kind of want to tell you guys with this is expanding up market is not scary. Like you might think to yourself that, wow, I have to get in front of this company. It's super scary. I have to do all these things. But I'm here to tell you it's really not that bad. And you're probably already there. Like most agency owners that I talk to, even Robbie, in the last video, he scaled to $30,000 a month. He's 16 years old. We helped him get there. We 2x his business in under 60 days, okay? And the biggest belief shift is that you are already skillful at what you do, whether it's paid ads, cold email, whatever you do in the lead gen space or marketing space as an agency, you're already good at that, okay? And now you just have to sign larger companies and go up market. But it's kind of confusing on how to get there without word of mouth referrals or spending like $500 on paid ads just to get to one, decision maker in a large company. The best way to do it is outreach. If we're going after larger companies, you can either A, spend thousands of dollars every single week on paid ads to filter out through all the mess and to finally get to that key decision maker in a large $50, $100 million company, or you can have precision targeting with AI and send out messages. That's the best way I've seen. So it's not scary at all. I have the proven process, like I said. Obviously, you can get in touch with me by filling out the playbook and then obviously booking a one-on-one call with me. It's an AI walkthrough call. I basically show you how this entire thing can work in your business, how you can expand up market, and how basically you can install this, AI growth engine, whatever you want to call it, to just sign $50 to $100 million companies. Okay. I've been doing this. I've been marketing for software companies for a few years now. Obviously I have an info product on it in our program. And I thought I might as well start kind of sharing how I'm doing it because I've already been successful at this age with doing this, and other people want to learn how. So that's pretty much it. You guys can check out that playbook. It's linked right down below. Other than that, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoyed kind of how we do things and hope this video was helpful. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.